Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be going over the Prodigal Son. The Prodigal Son is a parable in Luke chapter 15, and it goes like this. There was a father, and his father had two sons. The younger of the two decided that he didn't want to live with his father anymore, and he asked him to give him his inheritance early. So his father gave him his inheritance, and he went out into the world and spent it wildly and just lived a wild life. The word prodigal actually means wastefully and recklessly. So after the son did this, and there was a famine in the land, and he had no means to buy himself food. So he ended up having to go work on a farm feeding pigs. Now, during this time, for a Jewish person to have to feed pigs, this was considered very low to them. They didn't want anything to do with swine. So, after realizing the state in which he was in, he decided to go back to his father and ask for forgiveness and ask if he could work for him. And then, so he rehearsed in his mind what he was going to say to him. He was going to say, "Father, I've sinned against you, against heaven. Will you please let me work for you as one of your servants?" So he started making his way back to his father's home. And his father seen him coming from afar, and he started to say what he had rehearsed earlier. And before he could finish, his father stopped him and said, and just greeted him with open arms and said, "Please come home. I'm glad you're home. Please come home." And so he told his servants, "Get my son the best robe, kill the fattened calf. We're going to have a feast. We're going to celebrate my son coming home." So they begin to do these things. And the elder son, the son who had stayed with him throughout the years and had served under him and stayed with him, he notices the feast, and he asks one of the servants, he said, "Hey, what's going on?" And they tell him, "Oh, your brother has returned." And the elder brother became very jealous and envious. And so he returned to the home, but he would not go in. And the father came out to him and the son said to him, "I've served you all these years. I have not broken any commandments. I have been loyal to you. And yet you have never thrown a feast like this for me. You have never let me wear the robe. You have never killed a fattened calf for me so that I can have a celebration with my friends." And the father said to him, "You don't understand. Your brother was lost. You have always been with me, and you have always been entitled to everything that I have. Your brother was lost, now he's found. He was dead, now he's alive." And the point of this parable is to show us that no matter how long it takes for us to come to God, no matter what we've done while we've been away, He's going to accept us when we come to Him. Not only is He going to accept us, it's going to be a celebration. There's going to be a celebration for us that we finally come home. And for those of us who think we're serving God just because we're obeying all the laws and abiding by all the rules, that we're really missing out on everything that God has to offer us if we don't have love for God and love for our brothers and our sisters. When someone decides that they want to come to God, as a Christian, we're supposed to be happy for that. We're not supposed to be envious or jealous. We're not supposed to look at them and say, "Oh, you've done this, and that. You sinned in this way. I know your ways. You can't call yourself a Christian now." We're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to celebrate the fact that this person has decided to give his life to God. I hope this video was helpful. If you want to listen to the parable for yourself, it's in Luke chapter 15, 11 through 32. If you don't have a Bible of your own, you can go to my playlist. There's a NLT translation Bible there. So yeah, if you liked the video, let me know. And if you have any requests of a video you would like to see, something you would like me to talk about, leave a comment. So again, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and I hope the video was helpful.